Hello my bunnies, it's Tiki's Trinkets here, and today I have for you another polymer clay tutorial. Today we will be making Mammoth from My Singing Monsters game. And I had never heard of the game or any of the characters before I went in to make this, but I was really surprised by how cute he was, and some of the other characters were really cute too. And a lot of my friends actually play the game and know a lot about it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I might actually have to give it a try after this, because this is just the cutest little thing ever. I did see a picture of this character online as a baby, whether it's fan art or real, like, canon art for the game. I'm not entirely sure yet, but it's just so adorable. Even the baby is so adorable. And as you can see, I really got into detailing with this. It's hard to see because my camera's not wanting to focus. Boop. There we go. Focus. Focus. Focus on the monster. Okay, it's hard to see because my camera's not wanting to get into details, but I did super fine detailing on the lips, super fine detailing on his teeth, and on his actual fur texturing. Lots of little dots. The texturing of the fur took the longest possible time. Now my brightness is inhibited. There we go. I did also want to mention real quick before we get into the video, I did say I was going to do 2 videos a week, but it's actually proving to be way too much for me right now. Maybe in the future it will be a little bit easier, but I'm going to have to go back to just 1 video a week. I will make another video hopefully soon just directing this for people who don't watch this particular video, but I just can't do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it and I love YouTube. It's just I don't physically have enough time to make 2 things in a week. Or if I do, I make 2 things, but I don't make them on camera. Like this week, I also made something personal that I wanted to make, which is not completely completed because I want to put him on a base that I painted. But I've also made Klaus from Umbrella Academy too this week. And look, I even used feathers on the boa, which I might talk about him separately in a whole other video just because he came out so good. But I didn't put this on Instagram or anything this week. It'll be up next week. And I didn't make a video for this because this took a lot of time. This won't take as much time. Because if you get into this video and you watch it, you're going to notice that it's not a lot of pictures like it usually is. Because it just didn't require as much as it usually does. But still, trying to do 2 of those in 1 week, taking picture by picture, or even if I record, I only have my phone to record with, and it gets overheated fairly quickly. Even if I got a camera to record with separately, which would cost a nice amount of money, you know, that I might not have, and I just still might not feasibly have the time. I want to make more things, but it'd be easier if I was doing a clay tutorial 1 day of the week and then something else the other day of the week, but I don't know what my other thing is yet. Excuse me. I like comedy and stuff like that, but I don't know if I'm brave enough to do skits or things like that. Like Laura Cleary's one of my favorite comedians, Brandon Rogers here on YouTube, Liza Koshy, just a few people off the top of my noggin. Trash Tammy, Tammy Trash, something like that. Trailer Trash Tammy. Just a couple. I love comedy, but I don't know if I'm brave enough to do comedy myself. Because I'm an extroverted person, but I don't know if you guys would like that. Or like my brand of humor, because my humor is toilet humor, and I pride myself on having a family-friendly channel. But I don't know how things will be in the future. But here on YouTube, I'll still keep doing what I love, which is mainly art, but there might be more different things to come in the future. Either way, I will keep you guys posted about it, so my next video will hopefully be on Friday, not on Wednesday. I will do a video on Wednesday every now and again if I have a little extra time or something easy to record, but until then, it will go back to just Friday videos. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Now let's go ahead and get into this tutorial that you're dying to see. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the tutorial. Bye-bye! Alright, for this tutorial you'll need the following colors and clay, and you'll also need black and white acrylic paint. First we're going to start with the white, and these are the balls. I just pre-rolled everything I would need. Usually I do diamond eyes for my sculptures, but I just decided to do his eyes as regular. Sometimes I go back and forth, but it's all a matter of opinion. The big ball, I decided to go ahead and roll that into a log shape for it being more rounded on the top and the bottom. Next, we're going to move on to these 2 balls here. and roll these into 2 long teardrop shapes. And then using both your hands, pick up one of the snakes, and then use your index finger to hold your thumb and index finger with one, and then use your opposite index finger to push the ball up so it makes a foot. Then just go ahead and cut those on a bias and attach them to the body. Voila, now you got feet and legs. Easy. Next we're going to do the arms, and this is also going to be really easy. I would kind of say this is like a beginner's level craft, because this one's pretty easy. Just roll these into very long teardrop shapes, and then just cut them at a bias at the top really, really short, because his body's short. Just depending on how long the torso is, adjust the arm's length as needed. As you can see, I made them really short. Next, just go ahead and get an X-Acto blade. If you're a kid, make sure you ask adults' permission before using something sharp. And I just cut out a big old grin for his mouth, and then I just used the same blade to gut that part out. I just did the outline and then gutted it with the knife itself. Next, I just used this ball tool to indent the eye sockets and also smooth out the inside of the mouth. Just be very careful and patient with this. After that, go ahead and get some dark red type paint and a little paintbrush and paint the inside of the mouth, just like so. And then I took some of the scrap white clay, because we're not quite done, because we also need to make the teeth, which I just used little itty bitty balls of white clay and did 9 balls, 4 on the top and 5 on the bottom. And then I also indented in the center of the teeth with the ball tool just to make them look more like molars, and it looks so cool. Sorry. Next we're going on to the beige color clay, which you can use Sculpey or Primo. I just used Primo because I had more of it. And pre-roll all these balls. This is going to take some time here. This ball is going to be the lips of this creature. Just roll this into a very, very, very thin teardrop shape, or use a clay extruder, but you could just roll it yourself by hand, which is what I did. Then just line his mouth with it and cut off the excess. And kind of blend that seam together a little. You don't have to completely blend it, just using your tool afterwards, indent lines to make it look like he's got chapped lips, because that's just how he looks. So you didn't really have to completely blend the seam, because it just works. Next we're going to use these two for the outer parts of his eyes, so just stick these teeny tiny little balls in his eye sockets, and then get your ball tool and just poke them. Boop, boop. Voila! That way it overflows out of his head a little. I know this sounds awful, but he just has that beige rim around his eyes, so that's literally all that's for. Next we're going to go on to the soles of his feet, so using the 2 large balls left, roll these into very small teardrop shapes, just like this, and then take your X-Acto blade and roll those out flat, like so. Whew, had to catch my breath. It's a short tutorial, so we gotta move fast. Then just put these little flat pieces on the bottom of his feet, and don't worry about all this dust, we're going to clean him up later. Next, we're going to do his toes. Just take these 6 balls and just boop them right onto his feet, like so. Voila, easy. You can leave them round and just kind of push them down on the feet. Perfect, easy. Now all you got to do is the same thing for the fingers. You can use liquid Sculpey or some kind of glue, but I didn't even do that. You didn't need it this time. And I just booped them on the hands. On both sides, obviously, not just the one, but just so you can see it a little better. Here's a close-up shot. Next, we're making his eyes, so literally we only need 2 small balls of clay, and make sure they're really, really, really tiny. And then just put them in the eye socket and gently press down with your fingers so they won't be too bulbousy and sticking out too much. We don't want nothing crazy now. Then using my rubbing alcohol, it's 50% Isperol alcohol, however you say that. And cotton swabs, just very gently and not with too much alcohol, clean up all the dust from him. This will take some time too, but just be patient. Next, get some kind of poking tool like your X-Acto blade or a dotting tool and just very patiently poke dots all over his body so it gives him fur texture. Trust me, it's worth the wait. It really is. Next, I baked him at 350 degrees for 12 minutes in a gas oven, or you can do it for 9 minutes in an electric oven. Now we're bringing in the black acrylic paint and our dotting tool, and you're just going to dot the little pupils on. Boop, boop. There we go. Cute pupils. 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 And then just dot the glistening with his eyes with the white acrylic paint and the same dotting tool, or a slightly smaller one, whatever you have on hand. And 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, and voila, beautiful, right? Next, I wanted to put him on a base, and I wanted to make it kind of look like grass, so I just painted this wooden base green. And then after it's fully dry, get some E6000, and you're just going to glue him down to the green side of the base. And once that's also completely dry, just get some kind of glaze to varnish him with, and I use polyacrylic floor varnish. You can just buy it at Walmart, it's really cheap. And we're done! Always glaze with 2 to 3 coats of glaze though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again as soon as I can upload my next video. Hopefully it'll be on Friday or Wednesday, but I'll keep you posted. Bye-bye, my bunnies.